welcome to a Christmas Day special here on the We Are City channel. Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic Christmas. And today's video is what could be in store for the January transfer window at Manchester City. Could we be in for a New Year's present? Probably not, but I'm sure there's some names on Pep Guardiola's transfer wish list to Santa. Let's find out Pep's 10 possible realistic transfer wishes. So coming in at Christmas present number 1 for Pep Guardiola is Argentinian Claudio Echeverri. The River Plate 17-year-olds impressed at the Under-17s or Under-18s World Cup. 30 million is the amount that is expected to sign the Argentine attacking midfielder who can also play in wide areas. He has been rumoured to be the next Lionel Messi in terms of style. Barcelona very interested, Real Madrid very interested, Chelsea also very interested. Barcelona have already had an offer rejected for him for January. Manchester City have already asked for details on the deal. Could we see Claudio Echeverri join Manchester City this upcoming January? In at number 2 is another Argentine, this time Valentin Barco, heavily linked with Manchester City, the 18-year-old left-back, at around 15 million to sign the Argentinian from Boca Juniors. Teams interested at Brighton, very interested in the player. Juventus and even been linked with Arsenal, but Manchester City are hot on the tail of Valentin Barco. Reportedly, City will sign him, then loan him either back to Boca, maybe to Leicester City in the Championship. This one's continuing to heat it up in the ideas of it's going to happen. It might just happen, and of all the transfers in this video and options of all the players, this one looks the most realistic to happen this January. And for number 3, Andre Trindade, the Brazilian holding midfielder, 22 years of age at Fluminense, valued at around 30 million, the holding midfielder, and he's got Liverpool, Fulham and Manchester United hot on his tail. All these teams really want him. Fulham want him to replace Paulinho if Paulinho was to leave the club, but Andre has been linked with Manchester City as well, around 30 million for a holding midfielder who's been impressive in the Brazilian league. Lots of big clubs interested. Let's see if Manchester City decide to make a move for him if Calvin Phillips was to leave. And in at number 4 position is another holding midfielder, a man we just mentioned, in João Paulinho, a player that could leave Fulham, heavily linked with Manchester City, with Bayern Munich a move fell through, Arsenal and Liverpool. The holding midfielder is valued at around 60 million by Fulham, 28 years of age now, an experienced Premier League player. Of course, they're looking at Andre to replace him. Could it be a domino effect in the transfer window where Paulinho goes to Manchester City, Bayern Munich or Liverpool? We see Andre go to Fulham, or maybe Andre goes to Liverpool, Paulinho stays put at Fulham. Lots of things could happen in terms of that one. He had a failed move to Bayern Munich in the summer, but he wants that move again despite signing a new deal. I expect him to be moving either in the January transfer window or in the summer. Manchester City very interested apparently. João Paulinho just might be the one City decide to go in and replace Calvin Phillips with. Well, in at number 5 seems like a bit of an unrealistic option for January. It is João Neves of Benfica, a player who is Ilkay Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Bernardo Silva all seem to roll into one, the Portuguese midfielder. He's so impressive. If you haven't seen him play, go and watch some videos of him online. He is just so good. 19 years of age, got a release clause around 110 million, which apparently City, United, Bayern, Chelsea all would be ready to pay in summer anyway. But could City do what Chelsea did with Enzo Fernandez, make a bit of a higher offer, or activate his release clause straight away, win the race for him early, rather than go into a summer battle and trying to sign him against multiple other teams for the central midfielder? Can play holding midfield, attacking midfield, very impressive, very silky on the ball, and he's one that is very high on especially City United's list. Will it be Bernardo Silva convince João Neves to join Manchester City, or will it be Bruno Fernandes that convinced him to join Manchester United on the other side of Manchester? In for Christmas at number 6 is a midfielder again, Toni Kroos, 33 years of age, 25 million, but free in the summer if City were to wait. He's been linked with Manchester City as a replacement for Calvin Phillips, and a midfield controller in that midfield the City are really lacking after the departure of Ilkay Gundogan and Kovacic and Matheus Nunes not being able to offer that control that Gundogan brought in the Manchester City midfield. Could the experienced German, multiple Champions League winner, World Cup winner as well, and league winner Toni Kroos be the answer? He did play for just a short amount of time under Pep Guardiola at Bayern Munich. Manchester United, Juventus and Newcastle also ready to make a move for the midfielder if City don't, and if he decides he does want to leave Real Madrid this January. Number 7 on Pep Guardiola's wish list to Santa Claus would be Miguel Gutierrez, who is a real impressive left back playing for Girona, who are flying in La Liga. 22 years of age, a 40 million release clause in the Spaniard's contract. City probably would have first refusal due to their relationship with Girona. Real Madrid have got an €8 million buyback clause in the summer. Manchester United and Arsenal also interested in the fullback who can play, you know, as a marauding fullback, but he can also come inside and play centrally. He does that for Girona as an inside fullback. That is something that I think will really interest Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. City have got a left-back problem for a very, very long time now, and could Miguel Gutierrez be the answer? A player playing for Girona, meaning City can make that deal happen a lot easier than maybe a fullback from somewhere else. Keep an eye on Miguel Gutierrez. I think maybe not for January, but certainly for the summer, City will be interested in this man. Now on to number 8 on the wish list, and we've gone with Ian Maatsen. Been linked with City a little bit, the 21-year-old, 20 million about to pay for him because his contract is out in another year's time. West Ham, Dortmund, Spurs also interested in the young left back, who is one of those left backs who can play like Miguel Gutierrez as an overlapping fullback, can play attacking midfield as he has plenty of times for Chelsea. A really, really versatile young player, only 21 years of age, made his name for himself really playing for Vincent Kompany's Burnley in the Championship, not really getting the chances that he's wanted at Chelsea. And maybe Manchester City, who have been linked with Ian Maatsen, will decide, listen, let's make a move for him. He's one that is a bit of a risky signing, but at 20 million is not too much of a risk. He's a very versatile fullback, he's a very good squad player, and he's certainly a young player for the future. Chelsea will not want to lose Ian Maatsen really, but the chances that he's not getting the game time he's wanted is an issue, but also the fact that he's not, you know, he wants to leave, and Chelsea need money with all the money they have been spending. Ian Maatsen could be a real steal for Manchester City in January. In at number 9 is Lucas Paquetá, 26 years of age, valued at around 90 million, but he does have an 85 million release clause in his contract in the upcoming summer. Could City make a move for him after failing in a move for him in summer? He's got an attacking midfielder who's got bags of flair, bags of just everything really. He's such an exciting footballer. Newcastle, Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal would also be interested if Paquetá was to come onto the market, but I don't think there's more flair players out there really who's got the quality that Lucas Paquetá has. In the Premier League he's excelling for West Ham United, got 3 assists the other day as well playing for them. Manchester City heavily interested, and could we see City with problems in the creative area without Kevin De Bruyne fit look for an attacking midfielder, and could Lucas Paquetá be the man? I think he would be a spectacular sign for Manchester City, and I think City would miss a trick missing out on this midfielder in the upcoming summer. But rather than paying the 85 million in the summer and the release clause, maybe City could go for him in January if that betting allegations have been concluded, and say, listen, we'll give you 90 million over what you'll get from him in the summer, and we need him, they need him. And we'll pay the extra money. We'll get in a top quality player now, which is desperately needed for Manchester City. And West Ham got a lot of money to spend in the future. I'm not sure West Ham would do it because he's so quality for them. He's such a crucial player. But I absolutely love Lucas Paquetá. What a player. And in at number 10, the final transfer on Pep Guardiola's wish list is a departure. It's Calvin Phillips. Manchester City looking to offload Calvin Phillips. That is what Pep Guardiola wants. 40 million, the England international, is valued at by Manchester City. 28 years of age now, has hardly played any football for the past 2 seasons at Manchester City. Newcastle, Fulham, West Ham, Everton, Juventus, all interested in the player. Juventus so far are in negotiations with Manchester City as it stands, in the idea of bringing him in on loan to the end of the season with an option to buy. I think it would be the best thing for Calvin Phillips' career if he was to leave Manchester City. And I think one thing that Pep Guardiola would like to see is Calvin Phillips go really. He knows it's the best of his career, and that is why City could make a move for a midfielder in the January transfer market. With City's squad threadbare anyway, another midfielder is needed. That ends our Christmas Pep Guardiola's wish list top 10 transfers going into January. Merry Christmas everyone, thank you for watching. Please do like the video if you haven't already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let us know in the comments down below any players you think City should move for in January that were on this list. Remember, realistic, I don't think we see the likes of Florian Wirtz or Yaman Musiala moving in January. And we'll see you guys next time.